Hello guys and welcome back. First of all, I'd like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope Santa came and brought you all the fishing tackle that you asked for. Now, I haven't been fishing since, well before Christmas. It's probably been about 5 or 6 days since I've been on the bank. And what better way to do it than coming out to the wild stream in the woods. I've only fished it maybe once or twice this year. And with the weather today, it's just got a real nice atmosphere. It's got super foggy and it's quite mild, and I'm hoping I can get some of those bigger fish. That's what I'm after today. Normally when I come here I'm after chub, but today I brought the light pike fishing gear. With the water being up, normally it's only a few inches deep, but it's actually up because it's winter time. I'm hoping that those bigger fish are moving around, and I'm hoping to catch some of the biggest fish that lurk in here. Gonna be in all the hot spots, hitting the areas where the trees are literally collapsed into the water, creating slack areas. And without further ado, I'm gonna shut up because I know you guys wanna see me catch some fish. Let's get some to the bank. So these are the baits I'll more than likely be using this session. The one that I've got currently tied on now, I'll send it over to you, is currently called a Savage Gear Collapser, I believe it is, which is a really long slender profile bait that I believe is made, and it's called the Collapser because it can easily fold up and collapse down, enabling you to get a good hook hold while still using a good sized profile bait. And the other baits that I've got are something that might work quite well in this stream. Slightly larger profile, more realistic looking bait. It's the Savage Gear RTF Perch and RTF Roach. These are a really nice natural paint job. I'll be using the Collapser weedless rigged in the areas that are really hard to cast into, overgrown, snaggy, and then in the more open areas, or if we get some follows, I'll turn over to the RTF Perch to try and hopefully clean up and get some of those bigger fish or fishy areas that don't have as many snags. Obviously we're fishing a wire trace, only 15-pound wire today. Obviously don't need to go super heavy, but I'm fishing heavy enough so if I get caught up in some of the reeds or snags on the bottom, hopefully I'll be able to pull free. Let's get moving now, explore this misty woodland and hopefully put a few good sized fish to the bank. It's like a really nice area. A lovely slack water right down this margin. Is that fish? Yeah, fish on, fish on. Yes. Oh, it's a chub. It's a chub. That is a big bait I'm using as well. Oh my God. Did not expect that. On the Collapser, and that's a good sized chub for this little stream. That's probably one. Oh, a pike chased it in. Oh my God, a pike chased it in. Look at the size of that bait compared to the chub. That is a hungry guy, and a pike just chased it in. I knew this was a good swim. I'm gonna have to very carefully put this chub into the water and then have a cast out for that pike. The pike is right in front of me. Let's try this RTF perch. Slightly bigger, thicker profile. If a pike's chasing a 3-pound plus chub, surely he's got to go for a bait this sort of size, maybe a chunkier bait. Might do the job. My drone's probably going to run out of power. It's a realistic pattern, so in this relatively clear water, it should look quite good to that fish. He's nose down on it. Come on. It's twitching it on the bottom. He's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. Whoa! What a take! What a take! He's wrapped himself up in my braid, which never helps. He just swiped at it. He's just caught right in the scissor by the looks of it. Absolutely perfect. He's properly wrapped himself up though. Oh, it couldn't be a better hook hold. Right in the scissor. Yes! Careful, buddy. He's getting up cutting himself up there. Oh, he's unhooked himself. Yes, fishing a tiny stream and catching what is technically a good sized chub and a good sized pike. Well, essentially at the same time, I suppose. Rest both those fish, and that's the bait that we just caught the pike on, that's called an RTF perch, Savage Gear RTF perch. It's a weighted bait, and it's very, very realistic. We'd obviously just had the pike chasing the chub, so I decided to take off the collapser, which is a thinner profile, go with a thicker profile bait, something that would be worth more to the pike, you know, much like the chub it was chasing in, a bit of a thicker body profile, and it worked. After a few casts of trying to convince it anyway, it picked it up off the bottom. Well guys, I feel like I say it's a lot on the channel, but I can't quite believe it. I'm just going to cut this absolutely stunning little stream, little river chub, which is actually a really good size one for this body of water. It's obviously only a small water, but the size of the bait it took, geez, it was the collapser. And the whole reason it's called the collapser, I believe, is because it collapses down and it fits into the fish's mouth easily. And obviously it's proven here with this chub. Obviously it managed to get it in its mouth, and it was actually quite a long bait, but this chub absolutely nailed it. And then with a tactical change of bait, after seeing we get another follow, I managed to catch this fish. Absolutely pristine quality pike, and for the body of water, I mean, this water's actually up and it's probably averaging about 2 foot deep. Normally it averages about a foot deep, if not less. So a fish of this size is actually huge for this body of water. This is a pike of about 5 pound, you can tell. It's actually got a very, very small head for the size of the body. And that's more than likely because he's eating smaller prey fish, like small minnows and things that you're more likely to find in bodies of water like this. That is absolutely awesome though, and believe it or not, there was actually another pike down there. After I netted this one, another one turned up at my feet. It swam off though, it got spooked, so what I might do is try downstream, and then we'll come back up here and see if we can find that other pike. So although the RTF perch obviously worked well for that pike, I've got a feeling a few other swims might be similar to this, where there may be chub and pike there, and if I'm throwing this bait, I think a chub is less likely to take it, and if we catch a pike we won't be able to get the chub from the swim. Whereas if we carry on with what we've just done, which is using this collapser, we've got a chance of getting a chub, and then afterwards mopping up and seeing if there's any pike there by sticking on a slightly bigger bait like the RTF perch or RTF roach I've got. This swim's always been good to me in the past. There's normally always something here. It's an absolute dead slack. It's really shallow around the margin, but with it being so calm, it just attracts those predatory fish. Well, I think it attracts minnows, which therefore attracts predatory fish. Oh, there's a pike. There's a pike right down in the margin. I spooked it. Damn it. So not any other bumps, so there's no big chub knocking around, at least no hungry ones. There was another pike, there was 2. How was the 2 pike down in the margin then? A second one just came out from the same set of reeds. Right. Let's try that perch imitation and just blast it around in the swim. We know obviously there's 2 small jacks. I've scared both of them, so the chances are they're not going to bother coming back, at least not for another 10-15 minutes probably at least. Gonna try my old faithful trick of dropping it to the bottom like we just did with the last pike we just caught. Yep, one's gone for it. It's a good size one. Yep, we got it. Oh my god, what a hit. What a hit. That's a good size fish as well. That's a good size fish for a little stream. That wasn't one of the ones, well, it might have been the first one that I spooked out the margin. No, it's not, it's a different fish. Absolutely nailed it. He chased it, I dropped it to the bottom, twitched it, and bang, absolutely engulfed it. You can just see the tail sticking out that bait. That is a real good size pike again for this little stream. Come on. Obviously fishing wire trace, £15. God, they put up such a good scrap. Come on. The bait has properly been engulfed. There we go. Might have to get the pliers out for this one. That is a good size fish. Look at that, RTF perch. It got demolished. It's right in there. Definitely gonna have to get my pliers on that. That's awesome. Straight down the hatch. Well, would you look at that? That's another really good sized pike for this little stream that I'm fishing. Genuinely, the average size pike I tend to catch from here is about £1. £1 to £2 is average. And I've only actually ever caught one pike that was bigger than £3. And then today, I've already caught two that are over £5, or I would say both around about £5 at a push. Absolutely fantastic sport, and on the light gear, God, you can't beat it. When the tail walking, stripping drag, you cannot beat it. And on a very, very misty Christmas morning as well, this is amazing. It's getting well rested and getting back. This is a good session. I'm just moving between swims, and I'm about to get onto something now that really annoys me about this area that I'm fishing, and you'll probably see it right behind me here, and that is the pollution. Now, we can blame the government and we can blame water companies when it comes to the chemical pollutions that go on with our waterways, but this is the sort of pollution that we are responsible for, and that is the physical stuff, the bottles, the cans, the paper bags, the rubbish, everything. And it all ends up in, well, areas like this. There's a town upstream of this river, and as soon as the water level comes up and starts to flood, all that junk which has been thrown into the waterways gets washed down, and as the water recedes into this woodland, it all gets deposited. And you can see it right here, the extent of the amount of pollution that is being thrown in on a daily basis by you and me, so to speak, or rather humans. I don't do it myself personally, and it just absolutely ruins the environment. Some of you guys will be watching this and thinking, yeah, but it's not really affecting the waterway, because obviously you're catching beautifully healthy looking pike and chub, but that's not really the point. How many more species of fish and quality of fish would we get if we actually looked after the environment and didn't just fill it with crap? There's cans littered all along this riverbed. It's disgusting. Anyway, let's get cracked on. We're hopefully going to find some more fish. I'm about to head to a really, really overgrown bit of river, and hopefully we'll put some more on the bank. But it's just a note, make sure you always take your rubbish home with you, because fishermen are also very, very bad at littering. I'm always finding line, empty hook packets, you name it. Make sure you always just chuck it in your rucksack and take it home. It ain't hard, is it? Lovely little slack area. It's like right in between these two trees. Oh, there we go. Oh, a little jack pike. What did I just say? And it absolutely crushed it as well. I've just peeked through the grass and I can see a jack pike down there. A jack pike waiting to get caught. We'll try twitching on the bottom. Looking for the head. Yep, look at that, we got it that time. Put on a bait with more hooks on and it gets the job done. It's not as big as I thought it was actually. Only just hooked though, right on the tip of his beak. Alright, mud pike. He's a proper sludge pike, look, we'll get him in the net though to rest him. Lovely fish. Well, I don't know if it's the weather conditions or what, but I'm actually shocked at all the pike that I'm finding and the size of the pike. In summertime, this river or small stream, whatever you'd like to call it, only runs about half a foot deep. Right now it's probably an average of about 2 foot deep because of all the extra winter rain. And normally you expect to find maybe 1 or 2 of these sort of size fish in a session in the little pockets. And today I'm finding them in pretty much every swim I look at. So I think the extra water is causing these fish to move around up and down the river, gorging on what I assume is minnows because they're all small headed fish. and it's making for some amazing sport on the light tackle today. So much fun. There you go, big guy. Don't tell your friends about us. Can't go until I've seen him bolt off. Cormorant or mink or something, I'll have him there. See you later, buddy. Off like a rocket. Try downstream, and then we'll come back up here and see if we can find all the pike. I did catch his mate earlier, so maybe you won't go for it. No, he's going for it. He don't care that I caught his mate earlier. He don't care. Oh yes, we've got the hook set on that one. Oh yes, we've got the hook set on that one. Oh yes. I literally caught his mate from this swim about, how long's it been? About 2 hours ago. Thought I'd see if this fish would still be here. Lovely hook hold. And he is. Definitely not as big as the other one. But yeah, after I caught the chub, I had a pike chase it in. I caught that pike, and while I was landing that one, another pike followed that pike in, which was this one. And I told myself I was going to come back and see if this fish was interested on the way home. And it obviously was. Taken on the collapser, hooked right in the scissor. Well, 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 he got absolutely annihilated. And that is an absolutely perfect hook hold. Especially when you're fishing single hooks, that's how you want them every time. Right in that scissor, really easy to unhook. And that is a stunning little pike. And as I've already mentioned while I was playing this fish, this is one that actually followed in a different pike in this exact same swim about 2 hours ago. And I told myself I'd come back once the swim had settled, once the fish had forgotten about me being here. And I think that was like maybe this second or third cast out. Followed it in really slowly, looked at it on the bottom, which most of these fish have done today. They're actually not super aggressively feeding, they're just picking the bait up as I've dropped it to the bottom. That's what this one did. And he absolutely crushed it. And I did a proper good hook set on that one. That's probably why I managed to hook him up on the weedless rigging today anyway, because I have struggled. I've just had so much fun today. I cannot put it into words. It's just absolutely phenomenal from such a small little river, small little stream. It's just great action, isn't it? There you are, buddy. Well guys, I'm getting a bit knackered now. Marching through this undergrowth with a cold and a chesty cough, it isn't the best, but the action has been absolutely phenomenal today. Normally when I come to fish this little stream that runs through the woods, I expect to catch maybe 2, if I was targeting pike, I'd expect to catch maybe 1, 2, 3 fish. Nothing bigger than about 2 pound. The biggest fish I ever caught was about 6 pound earlier on in the year, but normally they're really, really small. So to catch the fish that I have done, at the average size being sort of 4 to 5 pound, is phenomenal. This is only supposed to be a few inches deep. So these fish are absolutely monstrous for the size of the water that I'm fishing. They're some of the biggest fish in here, which is absolutely crazy. And to catch a chub on this bait, I absolutely choked it. So if you want to check out the setup that I've used, the baits that I've used that have got absolutely destroyed today, I'll leave them down in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, Happy New Year. Hopefully it's another year of great fishing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.